It's that time of year when winter is fading away into spring. It's the end of February, almost to March, and where I live today, it's 70 degrees and balmy. I'm loving this. I went outside this morning in the early dawn. I listened to the birds singing. I watched the sun come up. Oh, it's beautiful. It was chilly. It was just above freezing. I think it was like 37 degrees or something this morning. But oh, what a beautiful time of the year. And I'm just loving that. And I think there's something about the weather getting a little bit warmer and the sun coming out again that makes me just want to clean my house and start with a fresh slate. So today we're talking about how I did that this month. And this is one of the things I'm trying to do with this decluttering challenge is watching the ways it helps me to save money. But this month, I am going to tell you about how I earned some money through my decluttering challenge. So stick around and let's talk about that. Welcome back to my 2025 Declutter Challenge. And this is my monthly check-in. So I have been doing 144 items in 30 days. So my 30-day declutter challenge is to declutter 144 items out of my house. They have to get completely out of my house. So thrown away, given away, sold, or in some other way, deleted from my inventory. Last month, I did my master bedroom and my closet, and then I started on my kitchen. And February was supposed to be kitchen, but I still have a lot of kitchen left to do. So I think March will be another kitchen month. And I'm thankful for that because, like I said, I only did one portion of my kitchen. I primarily did my pantry, although I did do a few other things. But I think the entire kitchen needs a good do-over. And while I'm decluttering, I'm also cleaning. I love getting that done at the same time. I'm just removing everything, wiping things down, sweeping where it's needed. When I get to some of my other kitchen cabinets, I will be replacing shelf paper, liners, and doing things like that. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity to kind of get a handle on my kitchen. I do reset my kitchen quite frequently. I'm a firm believer in resetting my kitchen almost every night. And so I do tend to clean it frequently, but it's not deep cleaning. It's just the, normal tidying up. Okay, as you can see, I did get quite a bit done, especially at the beginning in the realm of clothes, shoes, and jewelry. And that was because I was going through my closet still at that time. And the other thing I did was a number of office supplies. So I was able to get rid of some of that. There were a few toys, also some books and magazines that I got rid of. And then I happened to also clean out my bathroom closet, which that's where I got a few health and beauty aids. Not too many. Most of that I was just throwing away. It wasn't a decluttering process. I tidied up and I got rid of a bunch, but not all of it was able to be counted for this. If you were not here for my other videos, kind of my rules for myself are that if I would have thrown it out anyway, I don't get to count it for this decluttering challenge. So if it's truly trash, it just gets thrown away. That's not decluttering. I mean, I suppose you could call it that, but for my rules, and again, you can make up your own rules however you want to, but for my rules, I don't count it if I'm throwing it away and it's truly trash. If it's something I'm throwing away that I wouldn't have thrown away if it weren't for the decluttering challenge, then I count it. So if it's something that maybe I probably would have held on to for a while, but taking this good solid look at my life makes me desire to throw it away for some reason. Maybe it's not broken necessarily, but it's not working to full capacity. And so therefore, I probably would have held on to it as like a stopgap measure in case I ran out of it on another form or something. But if I threw it away or got rid of it because specifically this decluttering challenge, then I counted it. So that's what I did. And I did want to share a few of the things that I learned or thought about this month in conjunction specifically with this decluttering challenge. And the first one is that messes lead to more messes, but clean or decluttered surfaces are far easier to clean. Now, I know that that is intuitive. Everyone knows that. But I do want to share a story about how I really was thinking about that this month. So one day, I was actually in the middle of decluttering something, and I went to go make dinner, and I was making pancakes for dinner. And so I had pulled out my griddle, and I don't have a big kitchen, so my countertop space is rather small. And I already have several appliances on my countertop that I just keep there at all times. Some of those should be there and some should not. So I'm looking forward during this decluttering challenge, hopefully during March, of getting some of those appliances put away so that my countertops are more clear. But one of the things that I had on the counter already, some of the appliances on that specific counter, were my toaster, my crock pot, and I had gotten out a blender because I was also going to make a fruit shake using some kefir I had made. So I was making pancakes and flipping pancakes. I've got this big griddle on. The whole counter is like stuffed with items because I've got my batter there. I've got, various things going on. And then I'm trying to make kefir. And so I pulled the kefir out of my cabinet and I'm straining it and getting ready to pour it into my blender. So I mixed up my spinach and my fruit, my frozen fruit and everything. And then I poured in my kefir and I started my blender. And then when I lifted my blender bowl off of the blender to pour it, everything came out. Now, I don't know if you've ever made kefir. Kefir smells bad to me. I mean, yogurt is bad enough, but kefir is on the other side of yogurt. It has this sour smell. I don't taste it. I mean, I like kefir. It has a very mild taste, especially when you make it yourself. It's super easy to make. Much easier than yogurt to make because you just use your kefir grains and then you pour milk in and you stick it in a glass jar in the cabinet and you forget about it for 2 days, basically. And then you pull it out and you can either refrigerate it or use it just like that. Well, I pulled the blender bowl off of my blender and I was carrying it towards the table to pour my husband and my children some fruit shakes. And everything poured out of the bottom. I mean, all over the counter, which was covered in things. All over the floor, all over my skirt, my shoes, my feet. It was so gross. I squealed, number one, which got everybody's attention. I quickly put the whole blender bowl thing inside of a bowl and it completely drained out into the bowl. So I'm glad I did that. That was just to kind of catch whatever was still draining, whatever was still left in it, because half of it had already drained. I knew immediately what I had done. I had, in the whole process of making dinner and trying to do that at the same time, I had forgotten the round rubber ring that goes in the bottom of that. And oh, I was so frustrated. I was almost in tears. I have a great husband. I have great boys. They jumped up from the table. They came over. They helped clean up everything. They were such a blessing. But I was so frustrated. And at the time, exactly what I was thinking was, if my kitchen hadn't been such a mess, that never would have happened. So I was distracted by the clutter. I am often distracted. I hate clutter because it distracts my brain from thinking about important things. In my distraction about my clutter, I had forgotten to put the rubber ring on. Because there was such a mess on my counter, because there were so many things out and scattered all over my counter, not only did I get kefir and yucky fruit shake all over everything, it was so much harder to clean up. I mean, imagine if this happened to you and you pull the blender bowl off and your counter is clean. So it only gets on your counter. It's not a big deal, right? I mean, like immediately you just like set it down on the counter, you let it drain, and you clean it up. It's the end of that. But that was not like that. It was on my toaster. It was in my crock pot. It was like on my griddle. It was on like the bags of bread that were sitting there. Everything that was there had kefir in it. It was so discouraging. And I thought to myself, this is why I declutter. I declutter so that it's easier to clean up when we actually do have an accident or make a mess. I don't know if you've ever like broken a glass and you have a lot of things there. It's so hard to clean it up. I mean, if you have food on the counter and you drop a glass and break it, you throw away your food. You do not want to eat something that has glass shards in it. You have to throw everything away. It's all wasted. But if you have a clean counter, a clean floor, you drop a glass, it's easy to sweep up and throw away. And you don't waste a whole lot of other things. So this is just a reminder to me primarily, but also to you if you're in this situation too, which maybe you're not. Life is so much easier when you're living clean. That's true spiritually, but it's also true physically. When my house is clean, life is so much easier. I'm happier. Messes lead to more messes, but clean leads to more clean. Okay, that was one of the things I learned. The other thing I did this month is that I saved money. I didn't just save money because a penny saved is a penny earned, but I also earned some money because I sold some things that I had decluttered. So I earned at least $35. I might have earned more than that from selling things on Facebook Marketplace and other things like that. And I'm very happy about that. So that's one way in which my decluttering has not only saved me money, it's earned me some money. And I am a big fan of selling things. I sell a lot on Facebook Marketplace, and I have, someday I'll tell you my cell phone story because I bought my cell phone from earnings from Facebook Marketplace. But I am so thankful that I was able to declutter all this. I love my pantry is so much tidier than it was. And maybe you are like me and you know that you're going to declutter and organize your pantry. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, you're going to have to do it all over again. Because these things don't stay clean. There's that pithy saying, a man may work from dawn to setting sun, but a woman's work is never done. And it's not. I mean, we just keep on working and working and working. Housework is that kind of thing where you get up and you clean and you do laundry and you make dinner and you clean up from dinner and you go to bed exhausted. And the next day you get up and do it all again. And I know that to be the case. And yet there is great joy in that. There is great joy in blessing my family through my efforts in the home. There is great joy in making my home a haven. One of my goals in life is to make my home a haven for the people that live in it and the people who visit. And I think just having a tidy and organized home, that's my goal. Now, is it always that way? No, it's not. I have multiple boys at home. We have very busy schedules. We have a lot of extra things going on, and some months are far easier than other months to keep things kind of under control. But then there's the months where you have basketball every night and you've got music and lessons and going to this and running to that. And it's just impossible to keep up with. Those are discouraging months because I just watch my house sort of spiral out of my control. And I don't like that. So that's one of the reasons why I am doing this decluttering challenge. I want to end the year in a better place than when I started as far as inventory in my home. So that's my job for this year. February was a success. I've already started on March's goal. So we'll see. March is a busy month for me, and we also have some time when we're away. And so we'll see what I can get done. I have a number of other goals too. So it's busy, but it's all wonderful. Well, I hope that you will grab the Declutter Challenge download. It is free. It's on my website. I will link to it in the comments below. I invite you to keep on following along with this decluttering journey, and I invite you to go on your own. And I'd love to hear about yours. What are you decluttering in your life right now? If you are enjoying this, please subscribe and If this is enjoyable to you, you can hit the like button. That's a big help to me and it's free for you. So in the meanwhile, I'll check back in with you again at the end of March. But if you are doing this decluttering challenge, I say happy decluttering to you too.